better that one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, it's
Not,
and when you mention his driving style, it's I kind of ADD'd out on you because in my head I started thinking about Allmendinger, and when he drove, it's like his chin turned the opposite way of the turn, and
oh yeah.
and then you had Buckwalter, and then Brett Buckwalter he was very upright and almost like a robot because his upper body really didn't move a lot, and his hand inputs were very precise and precision, almost like Damon Meek was very similar, where the pointing of the cart was just very precise and
Yep.
yeah, you're absolutely right. What the point? I think he kind of had a hunched over the
He,
steering
oh
wheel
yeah, yeah. I call it,
attack.
oh yeah, I call it the LaPointe. Yeah, I call it the LaPointe hunch.
The LaPointe hunch. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Now
the
it's
real, driving styles, and it was just kind of fun to watch it all kind of come back and flow back and kind of come back into memory.
yeah. Now, do you have a favorite photo that just after all these years that just sticks out?
Oh man, favorite photo. Um, yeah, I think there's one. I have to find it. It is at the Momo Grand Prix. That was down in Irvine, and I think it was '99. That oh, maybe it was '98. Anyway, T Mac won, and he did the best donut I've ever seen in a go kart. Um, and I have a sequence of pictures that I took on just kind of real rapid. Um, it's got every aspect of that donut that he laid down in it. So that was probably one of my favorite ones back then. Yeah, he was good at the donuts.
So that would be the one that comes to mind right now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Other than the one I posted of you today. I mean, other than that.
I mean that by far was my favorite piece of work that you've done. Until you post another one of me, then.
Well, I do actually. After I posted that, I found another better one. When you're up in the, at the when we were at the Rock, those days we had that real fast uphill right hand sweeper as you were headed towards the PA stand. Right, so you come off the bottom at Pit X, where you would pit entrance at the old racetrack in Vegas.
Oh yeah, the Xplex. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, at the Xplex. So as you're headed up the hill there, right? And you make that first right hand sweep right fast.
Yep.
And I've got you grabbing gears pretty heavily there in that year. And I thought, well, maybe I like this one better. But anyway, I'll share with you tomorrow. So
Space them out. Put it on hump day.
okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I can't. Have you ever sat back and just wondered how many pictures you've taken?
Oh goodness. Well, my wife always reminds me of how much money I've spent on film back in the old days. It's cheaper now.
Explain to the kids that are listening what is film.
Oh, film. Oh, yeah. That's something that you'd have to take out and send to somebody else to have them print on paper and then give it back to you to see how well out of focus all those were. So, and I love digital. I've always said this. I love digital because I never take a bad shot. So that's because I just delete all the bad ones. No one ever sees them. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so it's shooting digital was quite the savings. Now the cameras were a little more expensive when the film cameras back then, but it saved you a ton on film. So because I would have to get them all developed and then pile them all up and put them in a big box and send them off to Rob so he can rescan them to put them in the magazine back in the old days. So I used to send just hundreds of photos back and forth to each other. So
Yeah, I know. There's probably some kid listening to this going, "What are they talking about? Why don't we just text it to each other?"
That just wasn't possible.
Yeah.
So,
Or 10 years ago, hey man, what about Dropbox?
Yep. All the conveniences of nowadays, but no, it's been fun, and just there are a lot of great carters that came out of this SCUSA stuff back in the old days, and NorCal in particular too, right? And it's been fun to watch them grow up and be race car drivers, and go back into the pits nowadays, and I take my son and go through an IMSA race and see drivers that I used to do photography for and say hi, and so it's been a good ride, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you definitely, I mean, as a photographer, you just have a completely different point of view, and you have a different interaction with the drivers than anyone else out there.
Yeah, because you're always trying to think of, and it didn't go without competition from a photography standpoint back then, right? Because there were some good photographers that it wasn't just me; it was a few others, and I think the only one still around, is Todd McCall, and Todd got a start a little bit after I did, but there's some overlap there with him and I, and Sean Buer, and guys like that. We're always trying to. At least it was with me. I'm highly competitive, so here I am trying to, what cool shot can I do or come up with that will make it in the magazine, right? So that was always my thing. So whether it was, a cool angle with a fisheye or something up close with the driver, or in the pits, or like I said, I've always my whole thing with that was, it was just shooting a guy racing a go-kart. I was trying to tell a story about who he was, and I used to like a lot of behind the scenes stuff to kind of help build that lifestyle, which is what Rob was really trying to do with the magazine as well. It wasn't just about racing, it was about a lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right about capturing the story, because when you mentioned Sean and you mentioned Todd and yourself, I know all three of you, and your personalities, at least with interacting with the three of you, they're all different. And it was neat to see for whatever reason, Sean always seemed to capture all my crashes, which when I was younger, I kind of liked it, and I wish I saved some of them. But it seems like he was always in the right spot for the right time. It's like,
I never understood that about him. I it's still to this day, I just try to figure out, how does Sean get all those wrecks?
Yeah.
Because I just like, how does he do that? And I tried to look, and like, how is he always in the right place at the right time for that shot? So,
yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, he has one of me at Reno, turn one. He has the whole sequence of Benny Moon and I coming down the straightaway. Benny, let's see, Benny had gone to the inside, and I didn't give him room. It's like he was going to earn the pass. And under hard braking, he got a little sideways. He didn't take me out. He just got sideways. The rear of his cart climbed up the back of my cart, and him and I ended up in turn way off in turn one. And Sean had the whole sequence, and it ended with me hitting a pole and coming out of the cart.
Oh, jeez.
And I, at the moment, I was so pissed off at Benny. And it's like, what the hell were you doing? Like, of course it was his fault, because it couldn't have been mine.
Right.
And he walks up to me. He goes, sorry, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. And he just turned around and walked away. It's like, and I remember standing there. It's like, well, now I'm the asshole. How can I be mad at that? I mean, it's, are you okay? Yeah, sorry. Walks away. It's like, now I'm mad because I can't be mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, in photography, it's, maybe that would have been one of those things I would have forgotten over the years, but then it was captured. Well,
it was captured on film, so there you go.
It was captured.
It happened.
Thank God we don't have Facebook. Otherwise, it'd live forever.
Oh, that's true.
Once it's in the cloud, it's forever. So, are you still taking photos for a lot of racing, or what are you doing nowadays?
It honestly, it was around 2009, I think. Just work and family and stuff kind of took over, and I didn't go to the Super Nationals for until, well, from 2009 till about 2019, right? So
yeah,
no, 2018.
okay.
So there's a good gap there that I just didn't go, and just life did other things, and I really didn't do any photography back then. So until 2018 Supernats, and it was the anniversary and the whole thing. So I thought, okay, I'll go, and walking through those pits again, after all those years, and going, wow, I kind of really miss this, and I didn't think I really did that much, and got to see people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and no matter time and distance, you still kind of pick up the conversation where you left off. And I just kind of said, oh, I'm not going to miss this again. So I grabbed a new camera, and it made its debut at the Track Magic Owners Group thing, and of course Gary LaPointe's like, all right, Deskins, you're the official photographer for the Track Magic Owners Group now. And then, got to do a little bit more, little photography just for fun, just because I like to do it, at the Supernats. And so it kind of picked up the urge again to go out and have some fun. So it's just for fun now.
Yeah. Now, when you stepped away, was it one of those times where you just needed a break from karting or from what you were doing? So it was kind of an easy transition away?
No, I didn't really consciously think of it. It was just more of, work got really super busy. I was kind of at a pivotal time in my career. So I thought, okay, it's a good time to make that change. And, I kind of went and did that, So no, it wasn't for any particular reason. It was just, family and career took a priority. So just kind of happened naturally.
Yeah, I think that's the story for a lot of us. And then you come back, it's like, man, I didn't realize what I missed.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, in all fairness, it doesn't hurt that you got roped in with these Track Magic guys either, with this whole revival thing. They've definitely lit a different spark under my ass with the Norcal Carter project, because it showed me a group of karters that are really enjoying karting as a recreation. It's still a sport.
And it's secondary. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just a recreation, and they love it, and they're having fun. And it kind of just opened up my eyes. Like, wait a second. I've been in the industry for so long. Is the industry ignoring just a whole group of people because they don't fit into the racing mold of wanting to go race? And not to say that those guys are not competitive. I know a lot of them. They are still very competitive. But they're not staring at the racing calendar trying to figure out, okay, I got to race next weekend. I got to race next weekend. I got to race next weekend. They're just happy to get out once or twice a month on a practice day to gear up for their barbecue happening in 6 months.
Yeah, and it's just so happened to have that catalyst of karting, right? Mm-hmm. To make an excuse to have some barbecue and hang out together and go throw down some laps. And, some guys have that Mustang, coffee and cars kind of thing, or a hot rod. We